if you'd notice, there is this contour line right here where we did not actually added any points. So this is the 500 points that we added. But how come there's a contour line here? Well, remember, this is negative 220 right here. And then we added a 500 elevation. So there's a gradual slope from negative 220 to 500. And that contour line shows the gradual slope. Now, what I did was I added some points, right? Place points, and place for the elevation negative 220. So I added a negative 220 point here so that there will be no slope from this negative 220 point to the 500, because initially we saw a contour line right here. So by adding a negative 220 close to the 500 mark or elevation, we made this area where our building is going to be flat. Now here, if I want to, let's say, flatten this as well, right, this area, I can do that by adding a negative 220 point close to the 500. Okay. And then don't forget to click OK. The next thing that we want to do is we want to make the wall assemblies. And to do that, you need to open the drawing file that we have provided. So this is the exercise drawing set. You want to go to the last page, page 13, where you can find the wall assemblies. You want to zoom in, and you'll find here the specification for each of the wall assemblies. Oops. Okay, so we'll begin with wall number 1. Okay, so we have here the assembly, interior, exterior, okay, and the layers. Now, to do that, here we're going to type in any view. So this is the side view. This is a 3D view. I can close the 3D view now. And I'm going to type WA. WA, that starts the wall command. You can also go to the architecture wall. Okay, we have here a basic Sheridan College architecture metric exterior wall. So this is a generic wall. Basically, that's, we don't have that many. We're going to create our wall here. So for our exterior wall, we're going to use this SCAM exterior. You want to click on edit type. So we're going to edit that wall assembly. And we're going to first not edit it immediately, right? You don't want to go here immediately, cancel. You want to duplicate. You don't want to override this. Okay, so go here and copy this. Be the name. Place it. You cannot place a column there, so remove that. So this will be W1 exterior without the column, and then click OK. So you have duplicated this system family. Walls are system families. Okay, so we're changing the type to a W1 exterior. Now you can edit it, and we have here the different layers. We have core boundary. Those are actually just markers telling you where the structural membrane of the wall is. So this is where anything inside or between the core boundary will be the structural membrane of your wall. So what do we want to add? We want to add the 150 mm concrete precast. Okay, so 150 mm concrete precast. So this will be add it here. So that will be the material. Simply type CONC and look for concrete masonry or concrete precast. Okay, now this particular material has a render image shown here and a graphics color shown here. Okay, we'll accept this for now and click on OK. And we want to say the thickness of this layer is 150. Oops, 150. Now, to add layers, simply select the layer that you'd like to place, insert a new layer above. Okay, so I selected the core boundary and inserted a layer. Now, the first layer is a structural membrane. That's why we use the function structure 1. 1 actually is the priority, especially when walls meet. How are they going to wrap together? So 1 will be wrapped first, 2 will be the next priority. Now, here, we're going to add a 50 mm rigid insulation. So we're going to type or place here thermal, okay, or membrane layer. And then we're going to select the material. This will be an insulation layer. So we'll type rigid. There it is. Again, we have the graphic representation in shade view. That's how it's going to look like. And this is how it's going to render in, well, it's not going to be seen really when we render the material. Okay, so we click OK. And the thickness of this is 50. We want to add another one, insert, okay, and this time it's a 50 mm concrete precast panel. So now this is the finished material. So we'll say finish, and we're going to add, replace this with the concrete. So we don't really have a concrete panel. I don't think even here, unless we find one, right, we can use that. Otherwise, so this is the library. Anything that is here below is not yet uploaded into the project. The materials that you see here above are materials that are already in the project. This makes your Revit file efficient. It's not loading all these materials that are available. So let's see, that is precast panels. Do we have precast panels? We don't really have precast panels. So we're just, oh, I think maybe this one here. Is it? Precast smooth light gray wall height. Interesting. So you can look for the different materials. Let's try that, right? Why not? Now, to bring a material from the library, simply click on this button, Add Materials to Document or to the project. So click this arrow. That becomes part of the materials loaded into the project. Okay, so yeah, let's select that. We can always replace it after. Remember, this is Revit, meaning revise it. Okay, so we'll select that and click OK. There you go. You can see if you click on the preview, zero thickness layer. Sorry, we forgot to place. What happened? I think we lost our, we lost all the things that we did. No worries. I don't know why, but that's the first time I've seen that. Anyway, let's do this again quickly. So concrete, precast, okay. 150. This will serve as a review as well. Okay, click on core, insert, use membrane layer. Okay, rigid insulation. Click OK. The thickness of 50, and then insert again. This will be our finished material, and we're going to say concrete. Okay, and we want to use this. Click OK and type 50. I think he didn't like the fact that we left it at 0. Now I think we're done. Say membrane layer function requires 0 thickness. There you go again. Oh, membrane layer is 0. So it's actually not a membrane layer. It's supposed to be a thermal. Okay. But why is it removing everything? Okay, more review for us. Concrete Precast 150. Insert thermal layer. Okay, so this should be 0, a membrane layer. Okay, and place here rigid insulation. Click OK, and type 50. Insert another. Okay, and we'll say finish. Type a value of 50 and add the material, concrete. And we'll use this one. Click OK and click preview. Now, this is how it will look like in the top view. Sorry, not 1,500. It's 150. In plan view, this is how it's going to look like. And we can change this to section view. And this is how it's going to look like in section view, where we have our core, rigid insulation, and then the concrete precast. Click OK and click OK. Now we have a W1 based on the specification created here or listed here. So we're going to do the next one in the next video, W2.